Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's a.faucheryt here. So as you can tell by the title, this is my month 5 update. Yes, it is my last month on Accutane. I am officially done my course. I couldn't be happier with my result. But let's just start off by getting right into this video. So as you know, I didn't get my period for the past months. For 4 months in total, I didn't get a period. I did speak with my dermatologist regarding that matter, and she did say that it is quite normal for some girls not to receive their period because your body is so dry. So sometimes because your body is so dry, you don't get your period. She didn't really go too much into details regarding that, so I did end up calling my family doctor and kind of explain to her the situation and that I was on Accutane and if this is something that I should be concerned about and whatnot. And she said, how about we wait until month 5, so like the next month, and we'll see what happens there. I actually forgot to mention I did talk to my family doctor in month 4 regarding this, and she said to wait for month 5, so here we are now. So fast forward to month 5, my period ended up coming, and I didn't have to contact my doctor back and see what was the next step for my period wise. So my period ended up coming. It lasted about a week. Everything felt normal, but it did last a little longer than usual. So I think that may have been because I didn't get it for those 4 other months. So it was kind of just sticking around a little longer just because it didn't show up those other months. Other than that, it was completely normal. I also upped my dosage in month 5 as she extended me for this 5th month, and then she also upped it by 10 milligrams. So I went from 30 milligrams for the 4 months to my 5th month being on 40 milligrams. So throughout my whole journey, I was supposed to be only on 30 milligrams for 4 months, but in month 4 she did decide that I was going to go on for 1 more month, so that would make it 5 months, and she was going to up my dosage by 10 milligrams, which would put me up to 40 milligrams for my last and final month 5. I did have a headache week prior to getting my period, which I don't really relate that to the Accutane because I am prone to getting headaches the week before my period starts or the week after. I sometimes have them, so I don't relate that headache to Accutane whatsoever. I noticed that my skin and lips were getting more drier. So month 5, I did notice quite a difference in my skin and my lips and just kind of changes overall. There's a lot more happening in month 5, I noticed. I don't know if it's because it was my body's way of reacting to the dosage amount, or if it's just it was getting used to it all over again. I don't know, but I did notice quite a bit more of a difference in month 5 than I did throughout the rest of my months in the earlier months. So I noticed my skin and lips were getting more drier. Still not that bad. When I say drier, I just mean it was definitely more noticeable to me, but it wasn't anything major. It wasn't like a major transformation of all these changes, like my skin was getting so dry that it was like getting flaky or anything like that. It was just getting more drier than what I experienced in the previous months, but still nothing compared to what some other girls do experience, so I'm still very thankful for that. I do feel pretty lucky that my lips didn't crack or anything like that. They just got a little bit more drier, and when they got drier like that, I was just making sure that I'm applying that Aquaphor and just really keeping them moist. And I did find that when I drank more water, my intake on water, it did help with the dryness and my lips. I do know that for a fact that when I drink more water, my lips weren't as dry. So I just keep that in mind to make sure that you're staying hydrated and drinking lots and lots and lots of water. I know that I didn't do the greatest job with drinking lots of water. I could have done better, but it's hard to drink that much water, it really is. Another thing, in month 5, I became very annoyed with fragrances and scents and smells. Like, everything just became really a lot more sensitive to me, and I couldn't even like really wear sprays, or I'm not big on perfumes a lot of the time, even though I have a huge collection, just because I am very sensitive to smells. But I noticed in month 5 they got pretty bad, to the point where every little thing was really affecting my head. Like, my boyfriend bought me a car freshener that you hang above the mirror, the rear view mirror, and I actually had to take it out of my car and put it in my trunk because it was so strong that it actually made me feel a little nauseous and gave me a really bad headache. So I just noticed that senses were not, they were very aggravating to me, and they just made me feel really nauseous and giving me headaches and stuff. So I tried to stay as far away as possible from scents if I could. And then I noticed that I also got a cold sore in month 5, but I am prone to getting cold sores when the weather's changing, or if I wear a lip gloss that didn't belong to me, which I can't do because I am prone to getting cold sores if I borrow someone else's lip gloss. So I stay away from using other people's makeup anyway, but that's something else. But I did notice that when my cold sore was there, that it didn't come up and it didn't get as big as it typically would, and I do believe that that's the Accutane helping it stay low and not really coming to the surface. I could definitely feel it there, and it was a little noticeable, but it wasn't as noticeable as it would be if I wasn't on Accutane. So I was actually quite happy about that because I hate cold sores. So yeah, the Accutane definitely kept that under control for me. Drier eyes, since I upped the dosage as well. I do believe it was because of the dosage being up, and I just feel like my body was just going through those changes and just getting used to the dosage being a little higher. I do believe that. So yeah, my eyes are a little drier. I was just making sure that I was using my lubricant eye drops in my eyes as often as possible, just to make sure that my eyes are staying nice and moisture, or staying nice and moist. My nose was still dry, no nosebleeds, just a little blood when I blowed my nose in the morning, just like the other months. Nothing, my nose was not that bad, no nosebleeds or anything like that, still in month 5. It's been a pretty good experience for me overall. As I mentioned, it's not a cakewalk, but I also do want to go in a little bit further on my mental health. That is something that I almost forgot to mention, and I think that it's super important that I do. Month 5, I can tell that my mental state of depression and just all that was kind of coming out a little bit more than usual. I did feel a little bit more like I was lost within myself during month 5. I was feeling very down and depressed, and just, I didn't feel myself, and I can kind of tell that the medication was taking over, and it was kind of hard to get myself out of that depression phase. And it was hard. Some days were harder than others, just like anyone that deals with depression, but I do feel like this drug made it a little bit harder to get myself out of that stage of depression. And I just didn't really like the moods that it would put me in, kind of like mood swings. Like, one minute I'd feel completely fine, the next minute I would feel down and sad, and I just didn't like that state that I was in. And I noticed that when my dosage got bumped up, that's when I started feeling that way. Obviously I might have had it a little bit in the previous months, but it wasn't anything that I couldn't take control of and get over it. Like, this month 5 was a lot harder for me. I do feel like I struggled a lot more in month 5 than I did in any of the other months. It definitely was more noticeable, and I could feel it there within myself, and I know that I didn't like how the drug was making me feel. So on that being said, I am very happy that I'm done my Accutane journey now, and that I don't have to experience staying in this phase of feeling depressed and just kind of in a very weird like funk. Like, it's just not a place I wanted to be. I'm just glad that now that the Accutane is done, I can move on and just see how my body now adapts to being off of it. And I'll make sure that I give you guys an update on that as well, because I want to make sure that I'm giving you guys as much information as possible for any of you who are thinking of going on Accutane, or if this is just something that interests you, of seeing people's journeys, because I know that this is quite the transformation of people's skin. And yeah, so that is all that I have to report to you guys and give you this update for month 5, my last and final month on Accutane. I couldn't be more happy. This is what my skin looks like with makeup on. I've had this makeup on all day, and I'm gonna make sure that I show you guys lots of pictures without the makeup on as well. I still do have acne scarring to work with, and that's something that I'm gonna have to figure out as time goes on. But in regards of like the pimples and stuff, I haven't had any new breakouts for all of month 5. My skin is feeling absolutely amazing. It's super soft, and I'm just feeling like very blessed at this point in my life that I actually have clear skin, even if it's not as clear as I hope it to be one day. It's still a million times better than where I started. Drug was able to help me find myself again and build up my confidence, and just truly be able to feel my skin and not have to feel all those bumps or be in pain because you have a pimple here and there and everywhere. It was just, and I don't feel like people are now looking at me and looking right directly at my skin of like the little pimples everywhere. So I feel like I'm actually being spoken to with someone who has clear skin, and it's just an amazing feeling. I am, like I said, beyond grateful and blessed that I had the opportunity and that I was in good health to take this medication, and it's something that I definitely don't regret at all. If I had to, I would do it all over again to feel how I feel right now. But yeah, I hope that this video was helpful. I hope that all of these videos were helpful. If you want to see my other videos and maybe you haven't seen them, go ahead and check them out on my channel. I made sure that I made an Accutane playlist so that you can find them all right there for you guys. It's simple and easy. And yeah, I just wanted to share this journey with you guys. Thank you so much for coming along on it with me. And I hope you like the results and love them as much as I do. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you have a great night or day wherever you are. Bye.